Yo, what's going on, y'all? This is Marcus Rosa, aka Mazuma TV. Back at y'all with some more boxing talk, man. I hope everybody's having a blessed, beautiful, positive, productive night. I hope you had a great day overall, man. I'm back at y'all with some more boxing talk. We're going to be speaking about the purse bid that happened earlier today between Devin Haney and Keyshawn Davis. And Keyshawn Davis having 48 hours left to accept the fight. Will he do it? Will he not do it? We definitely will be getting into the specifics of the situation. But before we get into all of that, if y'all could please hit the like button on the way in, that'd be very much appreciated. We on the road to 4K. We well into the 3,600 mark, looking to crack that 3,700 mark in due time. Shout out to the nation and the mob for making this possible. Big shout out to everybody that's been out here, supporting the channel, liking the videos, sharing the videos, you know what I'm saying, subscribing to the channel if new. Shout out to everybody that's been sending the cash apps and super chats, man. It is very much appreciated. It definitely goes a long way with the channel. Shout out to everybody that's in the comments thus far. Shout out to my boy Josue Hernandez. He said the clock is ticking for Keyshawn. I mean, basically, yeah, that's definitely what's happening. And I seen Keyshawn put out a little post earlier today on his story saying, "God, make this a good August for me," or something like that. So I don't know exactly what that could mean. That could be unrelated to the situation that's currently ongoing with Devin Haney. Maybe it's just a general post. I have no idea. But besides all of that, he's been pretty quiet over there. The Haneys have been vocal. I seen Devin Haney say something about, I guess, him letting it be known that he wants his next fight to be in Atlanta. And shout out to Atlanta, man. It sounds like this is where a lot of fighters want to take their talents at now, man. I see Clarissa Shields is about to fight over there. I believe she's going to fight over there against Kay Scott. Tito Mercado, me and him was talking back and forth earlier today. He said he was in Atlanta. He was in Atlanta getting some things done as well. Boots says that he wants to fight in Atlanta too. So it just sounds like everybody wants to go over there now to, showcase their talents. And that just goes to show how lit Atlanta is. And who knows, man, your boy might have to take a little trip over there to see what the hype is about. You know what I'm saying? Especially if Boots fights, hypothetically speaking, if he fights Josh Kelly over there, oh yeah, we definitely over there. You know what I'm saying? Or I might at least try to. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, I got father duties and all of that good stuff, but I would love to go to Atlanta. I just want to make that abundantly clear. Like I said, I want to know what everybody is so hooked up on about Atlanta. Everywhere I hear, you know what I mean? I got a homie that live in Atlanta right now. But besides all of that, I always hear that it's a dope spot. You know what I mean? It's very lively and, great atmosphere. So, yeah, definitely about to add that city to my list because, sounds like a lot of people have a lot of positive things to say about it. But shout out to the boy Z in the building. What's going on? What's going on? Agent 86, what up? What's the word? You tell me, man. I'm chilling, bro. I can't call it. You feel me? My boy Z said Keyshawn usually got a lot to say. As a fan of him, it's surprising. I mean, yeah, Keyshawn has always been vocal. He always seems to, be outspoken. But in that live that he had put out a couple of days ago, he said that he don't feel the need to speak to the Haneys. I find that to be very funny because it was almost like Keyshawn wanted their attention at one point in time, saying shit like, "Where's Debo? Where's Debo?" And you know what I'm saying? And he was putting out all these different videos, calling them out. But now that he seems to have their attention, he doesn't really want to go back and forth with them. Kind of weird, to be honest with you, man. You were asking for their attention. You got their undivided attention now, and now you want them to leave you alone. I don't really understand that. Was that initial call out just for publicity? That's what it makes me feel like when you make a 180 like this. When you make a complete 180 like this, where you go from calling them out and wanting to smoke to all of a sudden you want them to leave you alone and you don't want to talk to them, blah, blah, blah. That whole 180 make me feel like the initial intention behind, mentioning their name was for some type of attention. I don't know, but that's the conclusion that I draw from all of this, to be honest with you. Agent 86 said it'd be too soon for both fighters to fight in August. Yeah. I don't think he was referencing August in terms of like on that post. I don't think he was talking about August in terms of like him fighting. Is definitely too soon. According to what I've been hearing, or at least what the Haneys are saying online, they're targeting October. So that's plenty of time. But yeah, man, that's what it looks like, October or November. We definitely gonna get into the article to really break this shit down for sure. Uh, my boy Z said I'm for sure going to a boost fight in ATL. Where are you from, Z? Where are you from? Let us know, man. You probably nearby. That boy Jay in the building. He said if Lil Charlo come back, I like him and boost the fight in ATL. Well, Jermell Charlo been training as if he coming back, so it'd be weird if he doesn't, to be honest with you. But it looks like the fight that Boots is locked in on right now is Josh Kelly, and I ain't gonna lie, it seems like Josh Kelly locked in too. So I'm looking forward to that fight if that's what's gonna happen. And hopefully it's in the States. But let's get into this article. Z said he from San Antonio, man. Shout out Texas, man. That's probably why you got the band picture, huh? San Antonio got a whole lot of talent. You feel me? Texas overall got a lot of talent. Shout out to Texas. Great boxing state, to be honest with you, historically and currently. James Jones in the building. He said, I could see Charlo versus Virgil. I love that fight. Virgil needs a fight, point blank, period. So if this motherfucker can't get a world title shot anytime soon, then he needs to fight the next best person that doesn't have a belt. And Charlo is technically, I wouldn't call him the number one guy, but he's the guy to beat because at the end of the day, he was the last undisputed champion and nobody beat him for his titles. So why not? You feel me? Use Ortiz as a tune-up for 160. I don't think Ortiz is a tune-up. For anybody. But the boy Trick said, yo, did you see the back and forth between Demetrius Andrade and Charlo? Hell yeah, I sent the link to the group chat and we was all on there just cracking up, man. That was a funny ass interaction. Charlo clearly intoxicated or on some type of substance. I don't know what that was, but Charlo has been looking like that a whole lot lately. Sometimes you see him sober, sometimes you see him like that. He looked like he was home alone, so he may have very well been on something. Demetrius Andrade looked very sober, but what a lot of people don't know about Demetrius Andrade is that he's a fucking comedian, bro. He is hilarious, bro. Like, and it's sad because when I see this, it's sad because Demetrius Andrade really had all of the qualities to be a superstar. This dude had the personality. He has an exciting style. You can't call Demetrius Andrade a boring fighter. He's always in exciting fights, or at least good fights. You know what I mean? He's getting knockdowns. He's knocking people out. You know what I'm saying? Sneaky, awkward. You know what I'm saying? And he knows how to talk. You feel what I'm saying? It just, I think bad business moves, wrong management, and shit like that really fucked over his career. And I do think he got fucked over by, the politics of boxing as well. You know what I mean? A lot of people avoided Demetrius Andrade, and he may not have made the best decisions in his career in terms of who he signed with and shit like that. But regardless, that was a hilarious interaction between Charlo and Andrade, man. That shit was funny. Andrade was clearly fucking with Charlo, and Charlo was like visibly getting angry and shit, which I thought was funny, man. Andrade was rage beating the shit out of Charlo. And Charlo didn't really like. Man, Charlo's full of shit though, man. Charlo always, in the fans know it because I've seen it in the comments. They're like, y'all doing all of this for nothing. Y'all ain't gonna fight each other. And I personally don't think it's Demetrius Andrade. I think Andrade would really fight him. Real quick though, the funniest part of this joint to me, man, the funniest part of the live to me was when Charlo was like, Benavidez knocked your ass out. Benavidez knocked your ass out. This nigga Andrade gonna say, he'll knock you out too. He'll knock you out too. Bro, that shit had me cracking the fuck up. I was like, yo, y'all niggas, that nigga Andrade put hella respect on Benavidez's name. He said, he'll knock you out too. He'll knock you out too. Yo, I was sitting there cracking the fuck up. Bro, y'all gotta go watch it. If you missed that part, Lorenzo, you gotta go back and watch it, bro. It's on YouTube right now. They got the full recording on there. Bro, that shit had me dying. He ain't say, oh, he fuck out of here. Like, he ain't making no excuses or nothing. That nigga straight up said, he'll knock you out too. And that shit was just the bid to me because if you did your research between Jermall Charlo and David Benavidez, that nigga Jermall ain't want no smoke with David Benavidez. Bro, on my son, he said that. Winston, go look at it. Go look at it. Go watch the thing in its entirety. Whenever you got some time, just listen to it. Play it in the background if you're busy. You gonna hear it. That shit had me Yeah, I never heard nobody respond like that to defend getting knocked out. Like, yo, y'all gotta go watch it, bro. I was like dying laughing, and it was late at night too. I think it was after my live. I was in bed, and I was cracking the fuck up. My girl didn't know what I was cracking the fuck up about. Man, Andre is a comedian, bro. I'm trying to tell you, that dude is hilarious, and he's like a goofy type of funny. Like Demetrius Andre is kind of like he got like that. He give you like that Blair Cobbs energy a little bit. Whereas like these niggas is clowns, like they don't care for people to laugh at them or anything like that. Like they goofy. You feel me? It's a funny, but in a funny way. You know what I mean? Not like on no corny shit. Like he's a goofy nigga. Like he one of the motherfuckers that just make you laugh without even trying. He's just a funny dude. Niggas that just make you laugh for no reason. Where the fuck Caleb Plant at? I don't know. That's a great question, Reform. I could not tell you. Caleb Plant been real quiet. I mean, look, he coming off of a bad loss, took a lot of punishment. He probably not gonna come back for the rest of the year, to be honest. Or he'll probably come really late this year. Pause. You know what I'm saying? But Breadman left the team. He had his reasons or whatever. You could read between the lines with that situation. So maybe he's looking for another trainer. Maybe he's reassessing his team. Maybe the nigga don't want to box anymore. I don't know. I can't call it. I know that Caleb Plant is very well off financially from what he stated in the past. Well, I don't know, but based off of what he said, he's financially well off, and he has kids. Thank God, because if you know his story, it's a beautiful thing to see him actually have children that are well. He has a wife that he's been with for a few years now. Maybe that's what he's focusing on, man. I don't know. But he took a lot of punishment against Resendiz that he did not look like himself. He always had his flaws, in my opinion, but that didn't look like Caleb Plant to me. So I don't know if that was – I don't know what that was. That was terrible. That was a terrible performance from Plant. But regardless, I don't really want to get into all of that, man. I want to get into the pot topic. I want to get into the topic today that everybody has been talking about. This was my first time watching a purse bid live on video. Any other time that I've ever heard about a purse bid, I just fell back and waited until the results was already put out on boxing forums, websites, articles, tweets, whatever the case is. But this one right here, man, I took it upon myself to actually watch the purse bid, and it was relatively quick. You know what I mean? It was relatively quick. Shout out to Bella Faith. She said, where the Keyshawn defenders at? I don't know. They ain't here. Not right now. Not right now. And I said this shit, and I called this shit yesterday. They might pop up, but I mean, I said, y'all the type motherfuckers that when shit go the opposite way from what y'all say, or whenever y'all look bad, making these terrible ass takes, y'all ain't nowhere to be found. Y'all be deleting channels. I said that shit literally on the live yesterday. You go check it out. Where they at? Nowhere to be found. But anyways, look, my homie Z said, I'm a Keyshawn fan, but I ain't defending this one. I fuck with Keyshawn's abilities. I ain't gonna say I'm a fan of him, but I respect his hand. You feel me? I respect his skills and shit like that. But yeah, I don't know, man. I'm gonna reserve my judgment on Keyshawn until the decision is made. You got 48 hours. So, motherfucker, what's today? Today is Thursday. You got until Saturday to make up your mind. You feel me? So that's how I see it. But anyways, let's get into this purse bid, man. Like I said, this is the first time I went out of my way to watch one live. Shout out to Gustavo Oliveira. It seemed to be very professional, and he didn't waste anybody's time at all. I had went to a corner store. I had walked to the corner store, actually. I walked to the corner store, got some food, and by the time I was walking out the corner store, the purse bid was already done. So he ain't wasting no time, man. I was pretty surprised initially when I seen that only 2 people for the fight. It was Teofimo Lopez, representative with Takeover Promotions, and Top Rank. You see what I'm saying? Now, to be honest with you, looking back on it now that I've had some time to really sit with it, let it marinate or whatever the case is, Theo had to be trolling, bro. It's like, bro, there's no way that you only put up $2.3 million. Like, there's no way as a fighter, especially if you claim you know the business, there's no way that you're putting up $2.3 million for a fight between Keyshawn and Devin Haney. And you think that's what the fight is worth. And you paid a $2K entrance just to place a bid. You had to pay like a $2K fee just to place a bid or just to be a part of the purse bid. You paid $2,000, which probably ain't much money to T.O. That's probably play money or whatever the case is. Just to put in a bid for $2.3 million? What the fuck was even that? I feel like T.O. just did that just to have his name in the headlines. And if that's the case, man, brilliant job, bro. That was actually a smart way to promote yourself. But Top Rank went ahead. They absolutely smoked Teofimo Lopez in the purse bid. They got straight to it. I did think the purse bid was going to be a bit different. I thought it was going to have like an auction type of pitch to it. So it was a couple things that I was expecting that actually didn't happen. I thought there would be more bidders, which come to find out when you really think about it, everybody's under the zone now. PBC, Top Rank, Matchroom, you know what I mean? Whatever. So it's like, why would they bid if it's all going to be on the zone anyway? So, you know what I mean? Really thinking about it, you know what I mean? I guess they just fell back and just let Top Rank do their thing. Teofimo Lopez went ahead, and he has a direct situation with the zone as well, which makes me feel like, you know what I mean? That's probably why. That's why I think he's trolling, to be honest with you, man. I think he just put that just to let them know that they ain't worth shit or this is what he thinks of them. I don't know. But $8.55 million from Top Rank for the fight. Now, for those of y'all who voted last night and put $6 to $8 million, you were correct, man. You were definitely correct. Salute to the nation. I think that was probably the most voted number as well. $8.55 million, that's actually not bad at all. You know what I mean? That's one of the highest purse bids that we have seen recently. And Devin Haney is going to get 75% of that, and Keyshawn is going to get 25% of that. Now, I haven't heard anything. Or Trick says $6 million. Okay. But from the rumors that I've been hearing and stuff like that, man, it sounded like Keyshawn Davis really took an L during these purse bids, man. Apparently they had offered him. This is what I heard. Like I said, this is a report. I don't know for sure. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. I'm not there. And neither are you. So you shouldn't be all hung up on trying to disprove this rumor. But they were saying that, they were offering Keyshawn Davis $3 million. He said that they according to the rumor that's out here, he was asking between 5 to 6, which would line up with Dan Rayfield's claim that they were millions apart in negotiations. And off all that, just to end up with $2 million and some change, 2.1, I believe. 2.1 and some change. So you ended up losing close to $900,000, close to $1 million based off of this purse bid. And now you got 48 hours to come up with a decision as to whether you're going to take this fight or not. Devin Haney seems like he's on board. He's in the gym training or just finished up training a little bit ago. I seen Bill Haney was in the gym, and he said, yo, the good news is that we in the gym. The bad news is we in the gym. So he's hyping shit up already. He's excited. Devin Haney's absolutely locked in. He's already looking forward to fighting in Atlanta. From what I've heard, the venues that are possible for the fight to happen between Keyshawn and Devin, if it follows through, will be the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, which would be huge for Brooklyn. They get that done. Atlanta, I think it's a State Farm Arena, or somewhere out in Las Vegas. I forgot exactly what the venue was. I don't know if it was a T-Mobile or I forgot. But, yeah, that's what it looks like it's going to be as of right now. Devin Haney prefers Atlanta, but we'll see where the business goes if Keyshawn Davis accepts the fight. Now, to get into further details, let's go ahead and share this article by Boxing Scene. Shout out to us. Shout out to Lance Pugmire for keeping us informed of what's going on in the boxing world. And the title goes as follows. Doubts over Keyshawn Davis emerge as Top Rank wins bid to stage bout with Devin Haney. Now, Bob Arum's Top Rank won the Thursday purse bid for rights to promote 3-division champion Devin Haney's WBO welterweight title defense versus unbeaten former lightweight champion Keyshawn Davis. The $8.55 million bid blew away the only offer of $2.35 million by Teofimo Lopez's Takeover Promotions. Now, what I thought it was going to be was they were like, oh, we're going to start at $200,000. You know what I'm saying? There was 2 envelopes, and then Teofimo Lopez's team was bitching like, oh, you said that the envelopes would have to be sealed. And Gustavo was like, that's incorrect. He said, that's incorrect. We will be taking this offer, and Top Rank has won the purse bid. So it's like, I don't know where Teofimo Lopez representative was really trying to go with that, regardless of whether it was sealed or not. They offered more money. So are you gonna top that? If you can't, then they won. But I thought there would be a little bit like I said, like an auction type situation where it would be like, yo, you got 2 million, all right, you got 8. Is there any way that you could get to this number? If not, you know what I mean? I'd have had them, and if you would have said no, it would have went to top rank. Maybe what if I don't know. I highly doubt this. What if T.O. and them be like, well, we got 10 million? Then it would have been a dope little back and forth, but whatever. You know what I mean? I guess you get one bid and that's it. I thought it was going to be a little bit more of a back and forth, but whatever. Let's continue on with this article. Lopez's involvement is curious given his own attempt to become a welterweight champion while fighting WBA champion Rolly Romero on August 22nd in Las Vegas. It is curious, very confusing. Regardless, Top Rank informed the WBO in his bid letter that it was staged to fight October 3rd with New York's Barclays Center, Las Vegas's Michelob Ultra Arena at Mandalay Bay, and Atlanta's State Farm Arena, all under consideration as the venue. The WBO stipulates 75% of the purse money, which would be $6.4125 million in this case, goes to Haney, and 25%, $2.1375 million, will go to Davis. Gustavo Oliveira said Top Rank's Davis has 48 hours to confirm in writing his willingness, readiness, and availability to go forward with the fight. Davis's representatives did not immediately respond to messages left by Boxing Scene Thursday following a Wednesday report by Dan Raphael that the deal is done on the Haney side and that the issue is multiple millions apart between Top Rank's offer to Davis and what he is asking for. The fight must be completed within 90 days of Thursday, essentially by the start of November, Oliveira said. Let me see. And it looks like that was all that was written. So that's basically what had happened with the purse bid situation between Devin Haney and Keyshawn Davis. Like I said, sounds like what Dan Raphael said is on point as of right now. Things can change. But it seems like Devin Haney is all in, and it's a little bit quiet on Keyshawn Davis's side. You know what I mean? Keyshawn may be a bit upset that he wasn't given the money that he was asking for, but at the end of the day, I mean, it sounds like the money that they were trying to give him was more than reasonable. You feel me? It sounded like it was more than reasonable because at the end of the day, they offered him $3 million. He tried to put he hung out, and I guess he thought that the purse bid he was going to receive more money, and in reality, he didn't get anywhere near what they were asking him for. So he took a loss at the end of the day. Now, is he gonna be okay with that loss? I'm gonna say this, man. And I heard Tim Bradley talk about this earlier, and I agree with him 1,000%. Even before I watched the video, I was already on this stance. Keyshawn, you have to take this fight. You have to take this fight. Every fighter gets to a point in their career where they have to take a loss in order to get where they need to go. The guy that you're about to fight, or at least lined up to fight right now, Devin Haney had to do it under your promotional banner to become undisputed, traveling over to Australia to fight George Kambosos and took an amount of money that made absolutely no sense for Devin Haney to take. Eddie Hearn was trying to discourage Devin Haney not to take the money and just go a different route, but Devin Haney was like, no, I'm going to go ahead and take this. I believe in myself. I know I could beat George Kambosos. I know I'm the better fighter. So just based off of all of that, I'm going to take the chance. So when I become undisputed, these motherfuckers can't even talk to me crazy. You know what I mean? And I can live with it. And this is something that'll be on my resume for the rest of my life. My boy Joselito in the building. What's going on, brother? He said, what's your call for Lamont Roach versus Cepeda? Real quick, I was going to speak about that tomorrow, but since the homie's asking it, I think it all comes down to, like, I'm rooting for Lamont Roach. I think that those back-to-back draws that he got against Gervonta Davis and Isaac Cruz, I'm going to assume that that's something that he learned from. William Cepeda is not an easy fight for anybody. That volume, that pressure, that consistency, that conditioning, that's nothing to be fucked with. And I really don't want to see Lamont Roach engage with that style. I think he needs to neutralize that style. It's a difference. Don't entertain that style. Neutralize that style. You know what I'm saying? And I do think that if Lamont Roach carries the wrong mentality, I keep saying this. If Lamont Roach approaches this with the wrong mentality, he will lose this fight. Lamont Roach gets a little too macho at times. He likes to stand in the pocket and he gets overly defensive at times and he lets guys finish their combinations. That is not something that you want to do with William Cepeda because your style is not built to be going band for band with William Cepeda. You could probably land sharp counters to disrupt his offense and turn him but sitting in the pocket, just trying to go blow for blow with him, I think he's going to win that type of fight every time. I think he will outwork Lamont Roach to a unanimous decision if he takes that approach. But if Lamont Roach is actually using his brain, pop shotting him, running him in the counters, turning him, using his legs and just boxing him, I think he could outbox William Cepeda. So it all comes down to what's going on up here with Lamont. If he starts feeling macho and he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna push him back. Oh, I'm stronger than him, I'm bigger than him. I could take his best shot, but he take mine. He's gonna get all work. And if Lamont Roach just tries to avoid fighting to the level of his competition like he has previously and tries to supersede what his opponents bring into the ring, he can beat William Cepeda. But if William Cepeda is able to let his hands go, Lamont Roach wants to be flat-footed and just absorb all that punishment and try to shoot little shots in between. And William Cepeda going to outwork that man. So it all depends on Lamont Roach's approach. If he wants to fuck around, he going to find out. If he wants to actually make a statement and use the abilities that God gave him, because Lamont Roach is very sharp, y'all. He could box. He could box, man. I've seen it. But he's had this mentality lately where I guess since he was the little guy coming up in weight, he feels the need to prove to these guys that fight at higher weights that he could bang with them, that he could push them back. This ain't the type of style to do that with, brother. You know what I mean? Rocco McBride says Tevin Farmer showed that Cepeda could get dropped by a non-puncher. Yeah, but at the end of the day, Tevin Farmer lost. Regardless of how the way you look at it, he got all, and Tevin Farmer had this type of mentality where he stopped, especially in the second fight, he had stopped boxing, wanted to sit in the pocket with William Cepeda. And what happened? He got picked off. That's the type of style that you don't really want to engage with. That's not a style that you want to entertain. That could be very detrimental to you in the fight if you try to go 100 punches around with this dude. A lot of people not built. A lot of professionals ain't built to be throwing 100 punches around. But what can you do? Box the motherfucker to limit his offense. Keep a good jab on him, feint him, use your feet to keep him off balance, throw little shots while he off balance, throw him up. There's so many different things that you could do with William Cepeda to neutralize his offense. But you got to be of a certain skill set. I do think that Lamont is of a certain skill set to get it done, but the mentality has to match his abilities that night. Let me say this. The game plan, if his game plan is to outbox William Cepeda, his mentality has to match that game plan. No steering away from the game plan where, you know what I'm saying? He's like, you know what? I'm going to step to him this round. No. Fuck all that. Stay consistent with the boxing throughout the entire course of the round. And if you might still be able to drop the nigga, you might be able to stop him. Cepeda do have a style that make you fight. Well, he's going to have to fight in spots. But if you fight throughout the duration of the rounds, throughout the duration of the fight, you're going to get outgunned. I think he's going to get outworked. What do I think about Bud coming back to fight Cinnamon, aka Canelo? I don't think about that, brother. He says he's retired. He said he's not coming back. No money will make him come back. So I think we just have to move on from that conversation. No disrespect, of course. You know what I mean? Shout out to Reform. But I don't really think about them type of scenarios because Bud done made it clear that he ain't coming back. So I try not to talk about things that fighters claim they're no longer going to do. I think we should just move on. Unless he comes out and he says, oh, I'm back. I mean, we could talk about it. But until then, there really is no need to talk about it. Rocco, I understand that they were close fights. There's a lot of people who thought Tevin won the first fight. Let's make that clear. But Tevin Farmer did take approaches that cost him in both of those fights, where he just stood in the pocket too long. He allowed William Cepeda to work. Now that could be a compliment on William Cepeda, because maybe Tevin was trying to box, but because of that pressure, because of that output, Tevin Farmer then had the conditioning to continue moving his legs, so he had to sit in the pocket and trade with him because he didn't have the energy necessary to keep moving. That's a testament to how effective William Cepeda's style is. You know what I mean? Like I said, Lamont, does he have the tools to get it done? Yes, but he has to have the right mentality. He has to be patient. He has to have he needs to be composed, because there's going to be moments where William Cepeda has some. There's going to be moments where William Cepeda has moments throughout the round, but Lamont has to stay composed, stay focused, kind of like Rayo Venezuela when he fought Isaac Cruz. He was boxing. Even when Isaac landed a good shot, I ain't see Rayo like, fuck it, I'm going to go bang with him. No. I saw Rayo Venezuela sticking to his plan. Boxing. And get that boy Isaac a boxing lesson. So I think Lamont Roach has to have that same type of mentality. Would I pop out the Barclays again if Haney versus Keyshawn takes place there? I would definitely consider it. The Barclays was a great time. It was a great atmosphere. I don't know if that fight will have the same excitement as Zayas versus Boots, but because Puerto Rico was in the building, Philly was in the building, New York was in the building. You had the Philly Ricans, you had the New York Ricans, you had the Island Ricans. There was one Rican boy I was talking to that came straight from Florida. You had the Florida Ricans in there. It was like I seen Dominican flags in that motherfucker. Yuri Cedeno had some people out there. He had a whole section waving that Dominican flag. It was just like a melting pot. You know what I'm saying? Of all these different cultures just in one place celebrating sport. And, the black boxing fan is one of the most underappreciated fans in the sport of boxing. So it'll definitely be lit. Hardcore boxing fans going to be in there. Devin Haney fans, Keyshawn fans. You're going to have people from Virginia over there. You're going to have people from the West Coast definitely going to come out and support Dev. You feel what I'm saying? I don't know if it'll have the same excitement, but it's a great fucking fight. My boy said, my boy Jose said, you seen Bud call Boots a hater? Yeah, we spoke about that, man. I did a whole breakdown on that, and it pissed a lot of people off. You know what I mean? It is what it is. You know what I mean? That's how Bud feel. I don't understand why he feels that way, because Boots doesn't even mention his name. And anytime I ever heard Boots mention Bud's name, it's when somebody asked a question about Bud, and he made it clear that he wanted to fight Bud. I don't understand. I think Bud just wanted to be a friend of his, and Boots wasn't with it. So I think he just felt the way just based off of that. Reform said, who you got, Key or Dev? I mean, it's an interesting fight, man. It's an interesting fight. Both of these guys are very talented. Both of these guys are very skilled. And these guys are upper echelon type of fighters. I do look at Keyshawn as a legitimate threat to Devin Haney, and the opposite is also true. Devin Haney has the foot speed. He has the hand speed. I think he has a better jab than Keyshawn. Keyshawn is very fluid. Combination-wise, I do think he lets his I'm not going to say a better combination puncher, but he's a more consistent combination puncher than Dev. I do think he packs a little bit more pop than Dev. He might be a little bit more accurate than Dev, especially to the body. But Dev has some respectable power. He's a full-fledged welterweight. He filled into the weight relatively fast, in my opinion. Physique-wise or, body-wise at 147, he looked very solid against Brian Norman. But I think Devin Haney has the edge because he has some qualities that I feel like Keyshawn Davis doesn't have that'll benefit him a whole lot. I think Devin Haney's composure. I think Devin Haney's composure is going to go a long way because regardless of the situation, you always see Devin Haney calm and relaxed. Even when in moments where he's been in trouble, he's, remained resilient. Keyshawn, I've seen him lose his cool plenty of times in the ring. And when things don't go Keyshawn Davis's way, you can see him visibly frustrated, and he may lose sight of the game plan as a result of that. There's going to be moments where Keyshawn's going to be looking to close the gap against Dev. I can see Dev keeping the range, keeping that quick jab on him and keep making Keyshawn reset and shit like that. And I can just see Keyshawn getting frustrated as a result of that. Whenever Keyshawn is, attempting, whenever he's able to close the gap and he tries to fire something, Devin Haney could, get out of dodge or at least tie up Keyshawn. I can see Keyshawn get a bit frustrated trying to toss Devin or whatever the case. I can see this being a very physical fight. But what's going to be interesting is to see how Keyshawn Davis is going to feel at 147. Like, we got to take into consideration, Keyshawn won a title at 135, missed weight for the Edwin De Los Santos fight, then went up to 140 against Jermaine Ortiz, and he looked solid at 140. But you didn't even truly acclimate to 140. You had one fight there, and then you're just jumping up to 147. That's an additional 7 pounds. So I don't know if Keyshawn – I don't know how Keyshawn's going to feel with that additional 7 pounds on his body when he hasn't even gotten accustomed to being a 140-pound fighter. And Keyshawn could say that he's a 147-pounder all he wants, because I heard him saying that. But you don't truly know if you're a welterweight until you compete at welterweight. You don't really know if you're a light heavyweight until you compete at light heavyweight. I remember Demetrius Andrade, he's a 2-division world champion. But I remember when he first moved up to 168, he fought Damon Nicholson. And the lead up to that fight, he like, yeah, man, I'm feeling good here. I'm feeling strong, blah, blah. And believe it or not, Demetrius Andrade had a bit of a difficult fight with Damon Nicholson. He clearly outclassed him. Seen him hurt, Damon Nicholson, all types of shit. He did his thing. He won clearly. He was like, man, like, you could feel the difference in this motherfucker. And that was with 8 pounds. Keyshawn's moving up 7 pounds. And this was somebody who was acclimated. Well, let me take a look real quick. Nair Albright was at 140, but yeah, let me take that back. Completely forgot about the Nair Albright fight. Yeah, he has 2 fights at 140 pounds, but regardless, that's not a long tenure at the weight class. You feel me? But I remember Andre was like, yeah, I'm built for this weight. I feel good at this weight. I feel strong at this weight, blah, blah, no concerns. Then when he got hit by Damon Nicholson, he was like, yo, like, that motherfucker is strong. Like, I could feel, like, he could feel the difference. Then he went and he fought David Benavidez, and you saw what happened. And this was Andre, who was a solid 160. He struggled to make 140. I mean, that's what he says. I don't know. I don't know if he struggled to make 140. I don't know if he struggled to make 140, because when I seen Keyshawn on that scale, that didn't look like a dehydrated fighter to me. That I didn't see like an overtrained fighter to me. I didn't see somebody who left fight at the gym. None of that. That looked like a hydrated Keyshawn Davis that just did not feel like getting them pounds off. That's what it seemed like to me. Hollywood said, shit, Dev had 2 fights at 140. He had the Regis Prograis fight. Then he fought Ryan Garcia. But then if you peep, he took that catch weight. So in the process of transitioning to welterweight, he fought in between 140 and 147 with Jose Ramirez. Then he went up to 147. And that's something similar to what Andre Ward did when he transitioned from 68 to 75. He fought, who was it? Alexander Brand. He fought Sullivan Barrera. Whoever that, I think he fought Brand at like in between 68 and 175, and he built his way up there. So it's a process. Like I said, if that's the case, I mean, I'm not saying that Keyshawn is going to particularly struggle at 47, but there may be a situation where Keyshawn may feel the difference with that weight. I don't know if it's going to be a fact. I'm just pointing it out because it may possibly be one. You feel what I'm saying? So all in all, I think it's a very competitive fight. I think Keyshawn has some good abilities. You know what I mean? He got a good wingspan. You know what I mean? He got sharp combinations. I think he goes to the body pretty well. I think he has pretty good power too. He got good finishing abilities. He got good killing instinct, in my opinion. Offensively, he's very solid. And Keyshawn don't mind getting into a fight. Devin Haney, he likes to box. You feel what I mean? Like if he has no other choice, he'll fight, but he prefers to box. We seen Devin in the trenches before. You know, that Ryan Garcia fight, that Vasily Lomachenko fight. I never seen him quit. I ain't never seen that man back off the block. I ain't never seen no hole in his blood. So we got ourselves a possibly entertaining fight, man. But I could just see ways that Devin Haney, with his experience, with his toolbox, you know what I mean, just being a seasoned pro, I could see him doing some things that could throw Keyshawn Davis off of his square and frustrate him, throw him off of his game. I could see it. I could see it. Now, can Keyshawn win? He has what it takes to beat Dev, but can he do it? I don't know. I think Devin Haney. I think Devin Haney's going to pull this off by unanimous decision. There's a lot of people, like Salvador says, Haney wins by TKO. I done heard a few people say it. I heard like 5th, 6th round TKO. I just don't. I don't see a knockout, to be honest with you. I really don't. Don't really see that at all. This nigga said boost Duck Haney. Niggas just be saying anything. First of all, who the fuck is talking about Jaron Ennis right now? He's not the topic of conversation. Second of all, you're dead wrong. You don't know what you're talking about. Keyshawn is too green. I mean, listen, we can't. I can't even say that Salvador because he looked for this fight. Yeah, Boost is not the topic of conversation, regardless of who brought it up. John Wake said Fight Hype just dropped a video of Devin in the gym and he looking real good. Pause, but let's go check it out. Let's go check it out. See what Devin Haney doing. Okay. Yeah, Fight Hype definitely dropped the video. Let me go ahead and share the link for the people to see. Oh, shit. My fault.
Line him up. Devin Haney here. Line him up. Take him down.
I'm gonna just say this: that motherfucker Devin Haney filled in the 47. Fucking very well. This dude Devin look like he in the mid-60s right now. For sure. He filled in the welterweight effortlessly. That let you know how long his body has been waiting to move up, to be honest with you. Crazy. It's crazy to think that Dev made 35, to be real. Yeah. Dev is definitely, he filled in the welterweight very well.
Pound for pound. Yes, sir. Mr. Darrell, they lined up and they ready to go. We're going to see if that boy Keyshawn answers to the bell. He got exactly 36 hours.
Bill Haney talking shit. We gonna see if Keyshawn gonna respond. He got 36 hours.
36 hours. Let's see if that chump show up. He had a lot of shit to say. A lot of shit to say. Debo came back to the home. He came back to his home. The gym. 36 hours. Can't wait. Yo did what they were supposed to do. They enforced it. Yes, sir, Mr. Darrell, they all lined up and they're ready to go. First starting with Keyshawn. Let's see how much business he do daily. Who's up in the world?
I'm gonna just say this. I would love to do pad work with Devin Haney. Would love to do pad work with Devin Haney, bro. Because it seems like the type of pad work that he gravitates to, that's the shit that I like to do. Like we got similar styles. You know what I mean? Those combination punches, those sharp, variating the shots to the head and the body. You know what I mean? Getting right back to the jab immediately after the combinations. That's the type of pad work that I get into as well. So I would love to do pad work with Devin Haney if that shit was possible, bro. Look very sharp, man. That's the exact pad work that I be doing. That shit is crazy. That's crazy. I fuck with it though.
I'll grind two if I had to take Devin out. Bad man.
Defenses after the combinations is beautiful. Devin Haney is yeah. What about pad work with Boots? I would love to do that. Me personally, whenever I go see Boots is when I have my fighters and shit like that. So I just stay focused on them because that's what I'm there for. But if I had the opportunity, I'll do that with them too. You know what I mean? But I like the defense. You know what I mean? Just from a coach's perspective, I do like the defense. When he's not working, he's actively doing something defensively, whether he's moving his feet, he's bringing, he's catching, visualizing catching shots, he's slipping off to the side. Devin Haney has a good understanding of boxing, man. He was well coached. And you know what's so funny? I seen Shakur Stevenson put out a tweet, right? I seen Shakur put out a tweet, and he like, Key and Africa really the best fighters at 147, huh? Like, Keyshawn does not have a fight at 47 yet. And Africa has one fight at 47, and the nigga fought a fucking no-name in the division. How the fuck can you say that? How the fuck can you say that? How can you say that two niggas is the best at the weight class when neither one of them have much experience at the weight class and haven't did anything in the weight class to definitively prove that? Meanwhile, we got a fucking world champion right here in Devin Haney who beat one of the best guys in the division, Brian Norman, at the time, and you don't want to give him his credit? Is it because the nigga tried to fight you and he pulled your card? And then they threw Keyshawn in front of him instead? Come on, man. Y'all niggas be crazy. Shakur corny, man. That nigga Shakorny. That nigga Shakorny, bro. I'm trying to tell you.
Catch the right.
That's that Roger Mayweather shit, that Roger / Floyd Sr. shit. When they roll underneath that shot, them niggas bend their knees, they get all the way underneath. Because one thing about Floyd Sr., he gonna throw that motherfucking hook at you. So you're gonna have to really get underneath that bitch. Look how Devin Haney gets underneath that hook. He really underneath that motherfucker. You see how he keep his eyes on his opponent too? A lot of people, when they roll, they look at the ground. Terrible habit, in my opinion. Devin Haney locked in, keeping his eyes on his opponent, even when he's doing level changes. Very smart boxing. I ain't gonna lie, Dev look big as shit. Yeah, Dev look big as shit. I see why Shakur like, yo, man, you don't want to join this weight challenge? You don't want to join this weight challenge? Look, man, that nigga big as a motherfucker. I see why Shakur is shook, bro. This motherfucker, yo, and if Dev is only 160, that just means that like he's a real welterweight. You feel me? Like that's crazy because if he's 160, he's only 13 pounds off, which is not bad. You know, Shakur said he walk around 150, he fight at 135. So it sounds, you know, just based off of that, if Shakur got to cut 15 pounds and Devin got to cut 13, you know what I mean? It's not even that much of a difference. You know, technically Shakur is cutting more weight than Dev. So not saying that Dev doesn't get bigger than 160, but the last time he weighed himself, he ain't had no fight, and now he was 160. So yeah, man, it's crazy. Dev really filled in at the weight. It's crazy. Shakur isn't tiny. I don't think so neither. He tried to get his impression that he is so he can continue fighting at smaller weight classes, but Shakur not little. Like when I seen how big he looked next to Oshaki, I'm like, come on, bro. Stop with the bullshit. He looked bigger than Tio at 140. Like, what the fuck? Like, come on, bro. Stop it. Anyways, let's proceed. I like that. I like that combination. Bill, you know, Mickey Bay is doing a great job with having, or at least getting Haney to memorize, bringing the hands back after every combination. He's keeping them sharp. Like, yo, these shots are coming back, and you had a tendency of dropping your hands while shooting combinations. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get you accustomed to catching and shooting shots so you could be responsible defensively, even in the midst of your offense. So very smart approach by Mickey Bay. It seems simple, and it is simple, to be honest with you, but a lot of coaches don't really have that eye to really fix them little small details. So when you peep 2-3-2, he's catching with the lead hand. I think he throws a 2-3-2 again. He catches the hook with the backhand, and then he fires off another combination. It's instilling that discipline in Devin Haney to bring them hands back on both sides even when you're being offensive. You feel what I'm saying? Whatever hand you throwing, you gotta make sure that opposite hand is up. So it's smart pad work. And you go right back to the jab.
Okay.
I don't really understand the shoulder roll addition. Maybe it's because they both come from Floyd Sr. and that's just something that they were taught when they were coming up. But if that's what you want to add in, then fuck it. But I don't really know Devin Haney for using the shoulder roll. You know what I mean? Especially nowadays. When was the last time we seen Devin Haney use an effective Philly shell? Like where he was just comfortable laying back on the Philly shell. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. Y'all let me know, chat.
That's what the world.
Hook right hand. Come on.
That's the world.
Right hand.
Off the line jabs, great work. Even when he's throwing that right hand, left uppercut, right hand, he's sliding his head off the line while he's throwing a punch and after he's throwing the punch, he's keeping his head off the center line, which is very smart. A lot of people don't do that. A lot of people throw punches and they keep their head right here. But if you peep what Devin Haney's doing, he's shooting the combinations. He's getting his head off the line, especially when he's shooting the backhand. But then once he finished the combinations, he continues sliding his head. Smart boxing. That jab off the line. Boom. Yeah. Catching.
Power in Keyshawn goes down.
That's our coach. He came off that.
That Floyd Mayweather turn right there with the hook right hand with the 3-3-2. That remind me of Floyd right there. That Floyd's Roger Mayweather shit. Bang, bang, bang. Yeah. Great work. I like it. I like what I'm seeing. Smart boxing, man. Shout out to Mickey Bay. He definitely a teacher. Let me see. King Dedrick says, Mark, how do you honestly see Boots' Dev fight going? And I mean, they're not even in the same weight class, so I don't even feel the need to really bring that up. So maybe when they're both in the same division, we could have that conversation. But I want to see Dev focus on guys at 147. You know, Keyshawn Davis, Ryan Garcia rematch. You know what I mean? Liam Poirot. You know, the other champions that's in the division. Rolly Romero, T.O. winner. I mean, that's what I would like to see, to be honest with you. Boots, we need to lock in on Boots. Josh Kelly, they said it's going to take 8. I think Josh Kelly got surgery on his nose. They said it's going to take 8 weeks for him to heal. So that's good news. So it seems like shit is shaping up for Boots and Josh Kelly to fight later on this year. Fundora's going to fight. And maybe we could see the winner of Josh Kelly and Boots fight the winner of Ermal and Sebastian Fundora in early 2027. You know what I mean? Maybe May of 2027. I would love to see Boots, you know, the winner of Boots and Josh Kelly versus the winner of Sebastian Fundora versus Ermal, you know, Cinco de Mayo weekend of 2027. That's what I would like to see. If it's not, it don't even got to be a Mexican holiday. You feel me? Like, I think that should be a little bit too. I think Floyd got us in that mindset where it's like, if you're a star, you have to fight on them months. Not really. Shit, Juneteenth, that'd be fire. Something like that. I don't know. I'll let them figure that shit out. But that's what I would like to see, to be honest with you. Hypothetically, though, how do you see it? I think Boots beats Dev. That's just me. I think Boots is a little bit too much for Dev. But Dev is sharp. You know what I mean? He looked good in the workouts. You know what I mean? I love the technical aspect of, you know, boxing. You know what I mean? It makes me tap into my coaching side, and I'm liking what I'm seeing, bro. I'm liking that Devin Haney, he looks strong. You know what I mean? He looked very filled into the weight now. He looked grown, like a grown man, bro. Like he's you can tell he coming into his prime and shit like that. And good jab. I'm loving the combinations. You know what I mean? You can tell Mickey Bay definitely used to train with the Mayweathers. You know what I mean? Real Mayweather-esque type pad work. You know what I mean? Not like that choreographed shit that they used to do on the cameras, but the real pad work that they was doing behind the scenes that I had the pleasure of seeing multiple times. The defense looks sharp. I'm loving the catching and shooting, the body shots. I'm liking that Devin Haney's paying attention to the little technical things as well. You know what I mean? Even when the pads aren't making him be defensive, he's being defensive, taking his head off of the line when he's throwing punches, sliding his head when he's not being offensive. Dev is locked in, man. I just love seeing a disciplined fighter, you know, really locking in on his craft. That's something that's definitely, a pleasure to see, I guess you would say. And I don't know what Keyshawn Davis is doing right now, but like Bill said, that motherfucker got 36 hours. He said that he got 36 hours to make up his mind, man. So it looked like the Haneys are already having a head start, locking in on camp, sharpening up their tools, getting ready for, that big fight that may possibly go down. He said Key low-key a tune-up. Keyshawn is not no fucking tune-up, bro. You tripping. That's a tough fight. And I think that's why, I think that's why Dev is taking this fight extremely serious, man. You know what I mean? I think he looked at both avenues. He see Keyshawn over here. He see Devin. He see Shakur over here. He's all right, regardless of what avenue I'm going to take, I got to take both of these guys serious. It's down to 25 hours now. Well, 35 hours now. Shout out to Presidential Mike. Keep that motherfucking clock ticking, man. Keyshawn got to make up his mind, man. Hey, man. Nah, man. I don't think Keyshawn a tune-up for anybody. But if Dev make him look like a tune-up, then that just goes to show you how good Devin is. You feel me? That would just that'll really go to show how good Devin is if he make Keyshawn look like a tune-up. You know what I'm saying? Talking about you'll see. I like the confidence that you got in Dev though, man. A lot of people don't really support Dev like that, so it is dope to see that. I think he's gonna be the one to win, but tune-up, like that's crazy. Like tune-up, I associate tune-ups with like easy work, a motherfucker who don't belong in there with you. You know what I mean? Tune-ups usually get knocked out. So that's what I peep. Like if a nigga tune-up like Demetrius Andre last fight, that was a tune-up. Fucking Sebastian Fundora, Cordell Booker, that was a tune-up. You feel me? Like those are tune-ups to me. Like Keith Thurman versus Brock Jarvis, that's a tune-up. That's what I label as a tune-up. What, Jay? I'm having trouble reading that. Key a tune-up for what fight for Dev, though? What? You gotta rewrite that, brother. Bella Faith said, fighting Norman and Keyshawn back-to-back, that's fire. Absolutely. And I always said, bro, if you're going to fight once or twice a year, man, you got to make sure them two fights are of quality. And if Dev asking for the big bucks and he's signing for the big bucks, you better believe them networks ain't going to give him that type of money unless he fights some quality opposition. That kid got 15 fights. But he's not a regular guy with 15 fights, though. Keyshawn, like, y'all underestimating him, and Devin not even underestimating him. So I don't even understand why y'all even taking that approach. Yeah, Keyshawn got 15 fights, but within those 15 fights, he became a world champion, regardless of how y'all want to discredit the motherfucker who he won the belt against. That nigga beat Emmanuel Navarrete, who's currently on the pound-for-pound list. Barancek may not be the champion might not be a great champion to y'all standards, but nonetheless, he was a world champion, and Keyshawn beat him with relative ease. Yeah, like not everybody make it to world championship, status. You know what I mean? And Keyshawn, I don't think, and I ain't never seen nobody do Jermaine Ortiz like that. For real. Niggas be downplaying that performance. That performance from Keyshawn was fire. That nigga left Earth. He beat the shit out of Jermaine like that. I seen Jermaine really go. I really seen that nigga give Loma everything he was looking for. There's niggas to this day that feel like he beat Loma. You feel me? Then, you know what I mean? I thought he outboxed T.O. They didn't give it to him, but gave T.O. everything he was looking for. Had T.O. crying in the ring and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Had that nigga boo-hoo crying when they announced him the winner and shit. Nigga was stressed out, thought he caught an L. You know what I mean? So, and I seen Keyshawn completely dismantle him, and I seen a lot of people saying that Jermaine was going to give Keyshawn work, blah, blah, blah. That shit ain't turned out too good. That shit ain't turned out too good. Keyshawn could fight, yo. You know what I mean? And for the people that actually support Dev, give Devin Haney's opponents credit, bro. Because what y'all do is, right, y'all say that a nigga Keyshawn a tune-up and shit, right? And then Devin fuck around and beat Keyshawn. Then when everybody be like, oh, man, Keyshawn was trash, though, blah, blah. He got 15 fights. You're going to get upset because you want Devin to get credit. Y'all downplay Devin Haney's opponents. Devin Haney beats his opponent. And then when people discredit the opponent he beat, you're like, nah, man, no, but he was the worst. Nah, we can't defend his accolades. We can't defend his accolades because even at one point in time, you was downplaying him. So if y'all want Devin Haney to get some type of credit for beating somebody like Keyshawn Davis, give Keyshawn some credit. Practice what you preach, man. Or follow, you know what I mean? That's my whole thing. Nick J in the building. What's going on, Nick J? Ain't see you in a little while. She said it's a really good fight. I hope he accepts. I hope so too. I think it'll be a bad look for boxing if Keyshawn walk away from the situation. But like I said, I think Keyshawn needs to take this fight. I think his back is against the wall. He's already done disappointed his peoples multiple times. I don't think them people really forgot about that situation where he, fumbled that bag and, lost top rank a couple dollars with that Edwin De Los Santos situation when he was out in from Norfolk. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they forgot about that situation. He probably already on their bad side just based off of how the way he been moving and shit like that. Talking about he's retired and you know what I mean? He ain't never had the balls to call out his promoters, his promoter directly, but you know what I mean? You could tell that motherfucking Keyshawn a headache over there at Top Rank. You feel me? So he being a headache now, asking for money that, they don't feel like he's worth in all honesty. They actually offered him more money than he received in the purse bid. He turned that shit down and now he took damn near $1 million loss in his purse bid. So what, you just gonna walk away from this situation and look like an absolute duck and then your reputation down the drain and motherfuckers ain't gonna take you serious? Then your brother Shakur fuck around after he said he wasn't gonna step on your toes and he fell back. If he fuck around and get that opportunity and then he fuck around and beat a Devin Haney, you forever will be in Shakur Stevenson's shadow. And that's not what you ever want to be. Because he already took your Teofimo Lopez fight. I remember you was campaigning for that fight. You was trying to get that fight. Shakur went ahead, stepped on your toes, and grabbed that motherfucking belt. You were like, it's okay, big bro. I'm going to move up to 47. Then while you over here trying to get ready for 147, putting yourself in position to fight Dev, here goes Shakur. Well, I'll fight Dev at 144 if you want to come down to 144. Keyshawn like, nigga, you trying to take this fight too? I'm trying, bro, you already took the T.O. fight from me. You trying to take the... All right, man, out of respect for my brother, because, I really, really love my brother. Like, I love my brother to death, man. Like I really love my brother. Like, you don't even understand how much I love my brother, so I ain't going to step on his toes. I'm going to let Keyshawn, you know what I mean? He backed off the block a little bit, told Devin to leave him alone and shit. So Devin was, all right, nigga, you want some bitch? I'm going to go see what's up with your little brother. But if this little brother don't go ahead and take that, he just need to go ahead, bite the bullet, take the fucking L, take the fight. You feel me? If you put on a great performance against Dev and then you still lose, you know what I mean? You'll still be in people's good graces. They're going to appreciate you take an opportunity. You'll get plenty of chances after the fact. And you may possibly become a world champion again. But if you beat Devin Haney, ooh, boy, your stock going to shoot through the motherfucking roof. They're going to be saying that Keyshawn better than the Shakur, and Keyshawn got a better win on his resume than Shakur, and it's a lot of fucking reward if you beat this man. And you keep claiming that you're going to stop Devin Haney, that you're going to do, that you're better than Devin Haney. You've been talking shit for years, since you was like 6-7-0. And you even admitted at that time that you wasn't ready for Devin Haney. But you've been talking shit since then. So the opportunity's in front of you right now. You call yourself the businessman, but clearly you don't know shit about the business, because every chance that it's time to do some good business, You incognito. You ain't nowhere to be found and shit. You know what I mean? You already had priced yourself out of that fight with Africa. You know what I mean? I guess Devin Haney was like, oh, I don't want to see. Oh, no, not Devin Haney. I'm sorry. Shout out Devin Haney. Shakur Stevens was like, oh, I don't want to see my brother's fight, man. I don't want to see my brother's fight. So he was like, all right, big bro, we're not going to fight each other. It was on a group call. Oh, all right, big bro, I promise, big bro, I won't fight Africa. Africa's like, yeah, big bro, I won't fight Key, I promise you. And then they just went about their different ways. You feel me? That's that brotherhood shit that be going on out here in these streets. But Keyshawn, bro, you have to take this fight. Like, there's no other fight. And if you let your people down like that, your fucking fan base gonna take a ultimate L because you suffered a crazy loss in your fan base off that Norfolk situation. Right? Y'all try to make shit right with fighting Nair Albright and all of that, but motherfuckers still ain't trusting you. You pull this shit off, you walk away from this fight. Niggas, all that shit you was talking about, nobody gonna believe you. You know what I mean? It's gonna be real hard to get the fans' trust again after this shit. And Shakur Stevenson, even though he claims to be your brother, will look at that as an opportunity and go ahead and take that fight from you. You better believe that shit. You better believe Shakur gonna pick up that phone. Oh shit, Keyshawn don't want to fight Shakur, don't want to fight Dev. Jay, he gonna call Jay Prince. Jay, can you give me that fight with Devin, please? Keyshawn don't want to fight him. You know what I mean? I'm not stepping on his toes no more because he's not gonna fight Dev. Let me get that fight with Dev. They fuck around and make Dev versus Shakur at 144. Telling you. Bethaniel, what up? Let me read these comments. I got a few comments in here. Presidential Mike said, even if Keyshawn do accept, we got to hope he actually makes weight. Yeah, because Devin them not playing with that weight shit no more. They learned their lesson from that Ryan shit. You know what I mean? Marlon said, good performance and a loss is better than ducking. Absolutely. Absolutely. Bella Face said, I don't think Key accepts. Honestly, I'm just being optimistic for the Atlanta plot. Damn. Well, I hope you're wrong, because if it's in Atlanta, I would like for you to go see it. Would you go see it if it's in Atlanta? Let me know, Bella. You cooking, brother J Cash. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you. I don't know how to pronounce this brother's name, man, but I'm going to call you DC. DC says, Keyshawn is scared. Bill Haney really checkmate Jay Prince. Bill Haney proved he understands the boxing business at a level Jay Prince old school tactics simply couldn't match. Wow. J Cash said, ATL of Vegas, and I'm probably there. Vegas ain't too far from you, right, Jay? Because you in Arizona. I know you a lot closer than I am. That's a fact. I think Vegas probably like a 6-hour flight from Philly. Let me see. Let me check. Five and a half hours. So it's a little earlier than LA. Because when I went to LA, that shit was like a 6-hour flight. Oh, Bella says she in there. Okay. Hollywood said ATL for sure. That's where y'all want the fight at, y'all. Y'all wanting to where y'all? Let me ask y'all. If this fight gets made, there's 61 people in the building. Salute the y'all, man. Nobody want to go out to drive Vegas. Goddamn. Vegas, a 4-hour drive roughly from Phoenix. That's not bad. You can make a little mini road trip off that shit. Man, you can do a little 4-hour drive to Vegas, stay somewhere overnight. Then, the next day just drive back over to Phoenix. Shit. Y'all wanted an ATL? Damn, y'all love ATL. I didn't know ATL got this much love. I ain't start hearing this shit till like Gervonta fought in ATL. Then I started seeing people like, yo, ATL. I didn't know y'all was all in. If this fight is made and in the States, I'm there. So Nick J says she don't give a fuck. Where is that? I'm there. I fuck with it. So the options are, y'all, the 3 venues that they're considering, according to Top Rank, is Brooklyn. Shout out to Brooklyn. We was just over there at the end of June. It's crazy. That's been a month already since that fight. Felt like that shit was last week. You got Brooklyn, Barclays Center. You got the Michelob Ultra Arena in Vegas. Then you got the State Farm Arena at ATL. You said Saudi not bad. Well, Saudi's not an option. They said that they three different. I mean, unless something changes, I don't know. But they said Atlanta, Brooklyn, Vegas. So where y'all want it to be? My boy Anonymous said, "Ooh, Junior, the truth ain't playing." Junior said, "I already booked my hotel in Atlanta, family, October 3rd weekend." Damn, Junior, the truth don't play no motherfucking game. Shout out to Junior, man. Ooh, wait. I like it. I like it for sure. Can't go wrong with ATL. Man, I'm gonna have to go over there, man. Y'all talking too much about ATL. I gotta see what the hype is about. I gotta see what the hype is about. I've never been there. Let me see. My boy Anonymous said ATL is one of the first places you think of when you want a black city and black audience. Okay. Yes, sir. Ooh, Bella said, I predict it'll be more exciting than Boots versus Xander if it happens. Well, that'd be crazy because Boots versus Xander, the energy in the building was, and Bella, I've been to so many fights, world level fights, local fights. I've never in my life felt energy like that. And I done been to concerts. I done been to top name concerts. I done been to Mark Anthony concerts. I done been to J. Cole concerts. I've been a few. Where else I went? I was just at I done been to a whole lot. I done been to a whole bunch of different places, bro. Bro, I've never felt energy like I felt at Boots and Xander fight. So if you're right, and Devin versus Keyshawn is more lit than that, y'all niggas gonna have y'all gonna have a great time, man. This nigga's name is wild. Bitcherson Chickens. That's crazy. He says, nah, I'm trolling. This got to be held in Atlanta. It's close to Virginia. Well, according to Devin, he said ATL, let's go. That's what he's saying. So it sounds like he in agreement with y'all. It sounds like this what he want too. Man, let me check something real quick. Let me see what them tickets looking like over in Atlanta. $84. What? And it's only a 2-hour flight? Get the fuck out of here. Yo, a nonstop flight from Philly to Atlanta is $84 right now, and it's only 2 hours and some change. If you take Delta, it's just a straight 2-hour flight. But Frontier, I don't know, they be taking their time. I don't know. 2 hours and 22 minutes. So it seems like the longest time is between 2 to 2.5 hours. I thought it was further than that. I don't be doing a whole lot of traveling, so forgive me. But shit, let me see something real quick. I got a plug with the hotels too. Let me see. Let me see something. Let me see let me see, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Let me see something real quick. I got a plug with the Marriott. Let me see. I got a plug with the Marriott. Let me see. Let's say October. Yeah, that nigga Junior the Truth ain't playing. Bro, that's not bad, bro. That's not bad. $200 for 2 nights. This shit cheaper than Philly. What the fuck? Yo, listen. Yeah. ATL better stop playing with me. Hollywood said he got a oh yo, Hollywood, you speaking too much, man. Chill with that cold, bro. Yeah, Hollywood. Yeah. We on the same type of time. Yeah. Yo. Yeah, man. So you already know what it is. Damn. Norman versus Tiger on the undercard, that'll go crazy. That'll go crazy. Yeah, Hollywood, you can't speak too much, man. You're gonna give up the sauce. They're gonna shut that shit down. They're gonna shut that cold shit down. You know what I mean? Tricks, my fault, Tricks. Let me see. I'll be always losing his comments. I think this is it right here. Atlanta is a hub, bro. Everybody can get there. Yo, Junior, you put me on some game, brother. What's your social media? Is your social media, Junior, the truth too? I'm gonna have to hit you up, bro. You know what's going on out here in these streets. Let me see. Trick said, well, from what I heard, Neek J, Tiger got a restraining order against Dev. So Dev, when you got a restraining order, you can only be so close to these niggas, man. So somebody gonna have to miss out on that press conference, and I doubt it's gonna be Dev. But anyways, Trick said, kind of crazy to think that Shakur's brothers might all take L's this year and pay cuts while Corey is sitting at the mountaintop with a multi-8-figure contract. Ain't that some shit? Bro, that's why I told, bro, Tricks, you saying this, bro. I've been saying this shit, man. Shakur got these niggas under a strict program. This brotherhood shit is only made to benefit Shakur. The reason why he keep these niggas close because it benefits him. It's not because he loved these dudes or they changed his life. They make him better. You feel me? Why the fuck would he make Keyshawn an opponent? Because Shakur is really big on sparring. I say this all the time. Why would he make Keyshawn an opponent where he could keep him around, label him as a fucking brother, spar this, bro? This is world-class work. You got world-class work available to you at the drop of a fucking phone call, and all you're doing is keeping yourself sharp. You know what I mean? You're benefiting off of him. Mark called him a pimp. Yeah, that's a fact. I've been said that. This nigga Shakur the pimping. All them niggas around him, they all like, oh yeah, Shakur really my brother, bro. He's using you. Do you think that if you wasn't an elite level boxer, you would be a close friend of his if you wasn't elite? You peep that he only keep talented niggas around him. Why is only the brothers around him talented around him? He called Edgar Berlanga his brother. You ever see him in the gym with Edgar Berlanga? No, because this nigga Edgar's a fucking loser. This nigga, he must have sparred Raymond Ford one time, and Raymond Ford gave him some good ass work. So he's like, you know what, man? I'm gonna bring you over to Houston, man. You move over to Houston with us, man. You're gonna be training at J Prince gym with us. Bro, you need a coach. I'm gonna give you my fucking cousin that's not even a fucking boxing coach, is a strength and conditioning coach. We're gonna make him your boxing coach just so you can stay with us in Houston and be a part of the team. Woo-wee. I'm trying to tell you, all them niggas. This nigga Richardson Hitchens. You peep that that Shakur be talking a little loose with Richardson Hitchens because he knows Richardson Hitchens ain't really like that. I mean, they was cool when they was young bulls. They probably wasn't around the same level when they was young bulls, but Shakur passed him. You feel me? But Hitchens may be a good sparring partner. So I remember the one time he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna still whoop your ass. I'm gonna come up to 140 and whoop your ass, blah, blah. He never talked to Keyshawn that way, but he talked to Hitchens that way. That let you know how he feel about both of them dudes. He probably sees Keyshawn Davis as a fucking threat. Although he doesn't want to admit it, they done did millions of rounds together in the ring sparring. So he probably understands Shakur in a way that nobody else does. He probably has ways to go about going in the ring that he can neutralize some of Shakur's abilities. I done heard in the past that Keyshawn done whoop Shakur ass in sparring. Done heard that before. So if that's the case, he probably be like, yo, let me keep this nigga close because if this nigga becomes an enemy, he may be detrimental to me and my career. Y'all ever thought about that? This is an individual sport. All these niggas are in the game for themselves. They not in this ring fighting to put money in another nigga pocket. No, this is for them and their family. If you think Shakur looks at these niggas the same way, let me say this. Shakur is such a fucking competitor. That's why him and Bud and Ward, they all get along. These niggas are psycho competitors. Do you think that this nigga Shakur, with the competitor that he is, do you think that he's going to let any of his brothers supersede him? Do you think he'll be okay with anybody superseding him? You ever notice the niggas that Shakur be having around him are below him? And the niggas that typically go above him, you know, he's not cool with them anymore. Hence, Gervonta Davis ended up being a bigger star than Shakur Stevenson. Shakur ended up associating himself with fighting him. Devin Haney ended up being more popular than Shakur at one point in time. He associated himself with fighting him. Don't be surprised if Keyshawn, let's say Keyshawn beats Devin Haney, he becomes the next fucking big thing since sliced bread. You better believe Shakur and Keyshawn might have a little bit of a rift. You better believe that shit. If you ever notice, Shakur Stevenson, the niggas that he keep close to him are below him. They're his little bros. They're below him on boxing's totem pole. And I think the reason why Shakur is so comfortable with them niggas being in his circle is because they're not on his fucking level. And Shakur has done things purposely, in my opinion, to marginalize Keyshawn Davis. If Keyshawn would have detailed or possibly stopped, that would have took Keyshawn to the next fucking level. You think Shakur didn't know that? You don't think he didn't know that? Shakur, like, I need a signature win. Keyshawn, and I'm not going to let Keyshawn get a signature win before I do. So let me go ahead and take this opportunity with my leverage, with my superstar status. Let me go ahead and lock in this fight with Teofimo Lopez before Keyshawn do, because if Keyshawn gets that win against Teo before me, he might surpass me. I don't want to go through that. So let me go ahead and step on my brother's toes and get that win off of him. Something to think about, man. Just these situations just make too much sense for me. One thing about me, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Coming up, I changed my ways a lot. I was a bad nigga that found ways to be good, not the other way around. Don't let that shit go over your head. I was a bad guy that learned how to be good, not the other way around. I've been a master manipulator multiple times throughout my life. I'm gonna keep it real. Let's keep it real. I ain't no goody two shoes, not no saint. I'm far from that shit. I've been a piece of shit in a lot of different scenarios in my life. Right? One thing I know is how to spin certain shit to make you think I'm doing you a favor whole time. I ain't really doing shit and I'm just benefiting off of you. So for somebody who was a former master manipulator, you know the shit when you see it. You know when a nigga running game, right, Jay? You know. Because I done did it before. I know. I used to have niggas around me that was crash outs, and I knew that at the drop of a dime, they'll do anything for me. And I ain't really caring for the niggas too much, but I knew that I could benefit off of them whenever I needed them. So I used to gas their head up like I fucked with them. Whole time I didn't. Piece of shit work, I know, but I've done it. And I have no problem admitting that I've done it. This nigga Shakur just threw Raymond Ford into the line of fire and he didn't even peep. He knew Raymond Ford wasn't better than Oshaki. Shakur know the game like no other. Like this nigga knows the game. He knows who's the goods. He knows who's not. He done sparred Oshaki. He done sparred Raymond Ford. So he put it in Raymond Ford's head that he could beat Oshaki. Gassed this nigga up to fight Oshaki and call Oshaki out just to get the heat off of his back. Y'all niggas ain't peeped that? Y'all niggas ain't peeped that at all. He did Raymond Ford dirty, and Raymond don't even peep, and the nigga still call him. Then niggas still be leaving hearts under their pictures and shit like that. That's the bro, a killer, man. You a killer, man. Shakur be like, yo, Ray, you still the truth, man. You a killer, man. Whole time he like, I knew that nigga wasn't gonna beat O'Shaquie. He sparred both of them niggas. Ain't no way he sparred both of them niggas and ain't know who was better between the two. One nigga, he even admitted, got off on him. He never admitted that Ray got off on him. Threw that nigga into the fire. And O'Shaquie like, yo, you said if I beat Ray, you give me an opportunity. Shakur should have just went. He did all that screaming and all that yelling in the ring. You know what that nigga should have just did if he was really a real nigga? I lied. I only gave it, bro. I ain't never planned on fighting you, my nigga. I just ain't want to look like a duck. So I threw my mans in there in front of you. I knew you was gonna beat him, but I just used him as a way to not fight you. Come on, man. Shit, plain to see. And this is coming from a nigga who was in that, who did that before. I know. He should have just, boxing was, he should have just said, I lied. Nigga, he fooled O'Shaquie too, because O'Shaquie was so happy after the fight, like, yo, I'm about to fight Shakur next. Psych, I lied, nigga. Never was going to fight you. I just act like I was going to fight you. I threw my mans in there with you just to keep you distracted. While you was distracted, I was already setting up this motherfucking Zuffa deal. Now I'm with Zuffa. I ain't worried about you. Shit. Nigga, I just signed with Dana. Ain't nobody worried about you, nigga. I'm about to go fight. I'm about to see if Raymond Mortatalia win. I'll probably fight him. Oh, shit, I might fight Rayo next. Who the fuck is Shakur going to fight next? Who? I signed with Zuffa because they told me I was going to get the biggest and best fights. Who? This nigga Gary Antoine talking about fighting Oscar fucking Duarte. Shout out to Oscar Duarte because he deserved an opportunity after what Hitchens did to his bitch ass. I mean, what Hitchens' bitch ass did. So Duarte deserved a world title shot. I ain't gonna lie. Gary Antoine not available. That's what it's looking like. Mortatalia, he not available. He about to fight Conceição this weekend. We don't know what's gonna happen. Tank, who the fuck know what he doing? Dana and them said they was talking to Tank, but that shit don't mean nothing. A lot of the niggas talk to Tank. I done talked to Tank. Fuck, nigga was at my DMs talking crazy. I'll get my niggas to pull up right now. Shut up. You know what I'm saying? Everybody talk to Tank. That shit don't mean nothing. Who the fuck Shakur gonna fight? Shakur about to fight Rayo Venezuela? The nigga that knocked out Shakur, one of Shakur's hardest opponents? Knocked out Edwin De Los Santos, who looked like an old-ass man in there. Hairline all tweaking and all that bullshit. De Los Santos pale in a motherfucker in there, look drank than a bitch. Nigga came back from DR 20 years older off a 2-year layoff. Yeah, Russell definitely gonna whoop Duarte ass. Duarte gonna be like, oh shit, I can't push this nigga back. You know, Duarte gonna be on the back foot, boxing like Isak did with Lamont. remember when Isak Cruz ain't had no choice but to fight on the back foot against Lamont? He was trying to be like Pernell. That nigga Isak Cruz is looking like Pernell in that joint. Y'all never forget that shit. That nigga Isak started. These nigga was doing L steps. He's stepping around Lamont. What the fuck going on? This nigga giving him look like he's giving Lamont a boxing lesson. Nigga Duarte gonna be on the same shit. He like, oh shit, this motherfucker fast. This nigga strong. He don't stop throwing punches. I gotta get out the way. You gonna realize that shit with Antoine quick. Shit. But anyways, man. Man, I hope y'all be seeing the play with these niggas, man. Nigga Eastside look like a little sweet pea. That nigga was in there jumping. Oh. I think I seen a nigga do a shoulder roll too. So, no, I'm just playing. Are the Grady twins any good? What a lot of people don't know is I've known the Grady twins since they was babies. We used to train at the same gym out in the county. Ask them about it, Delco Boxing Academy. They probably don't remember me, but I bet you they remember my father because my father used to be in the gym with them. They was babies though, man. They was kids. I think I got a picture. I bet you if I look through my phone right now, I could probably find a picture with them. Let me check. I'm gonna have to check my Google Drives for this one. This is how you know I've really been around. Because everybody talking about the Grandy twins now, bro. I knew about them little niggas years ago, but they moved out in Texas or whatever the case is. And they've been doing some good shit, man. Salute to the Grady twins. You know, they both professionals now. You know what I mean? They're making a lot of noise, which is a beautiful thing. They getting some publicity around them. Everybody's starting to recognize them. They went viral. They went viral when we was young bulls, man. When they was young bulls, they was like doing pad work together and shit like that. You know what I mean? So they've always been. They have all the potential to do some great shit in boxing. But let me find that picture of me with the Grady, the Grandy twins. I don't think they're Grady. It's the Grandy twins. Let me see if I could find that picture with them when they was kids. I'll come across it. I definitely got it. This had to be like 2017 though. So this was like 9 years ago. Let me find it. I was really out here with them. A lot of these people, like I used to train with Blair Cobbs. Everybody know Blair Cobbs. Ooh, damn.
Mazuma TV.
That's an old video. I got all my old Mazuma TV videos on here too. Let me see. Where is that? Yo, I got a lot of shit on this drive, yo. From back when I was a young boy. Crazy. There you go. Check this shit out, yo. Tell me I'm lying. This is me and my father with the Grandy twins. Check this out. I would love to show them this picture. Look at them. Look how young they was, man. We used to train with them. Ain't that some shit? Let me try to make the screen bigger so y'all can see it. Look at that. I ain't even have a beard or nothing. Look. Let me see what's out this screen. Let me see if I could change this shit. This focus mode is annoying. There you go. They was kids, bro. So if they do some big shit in boxing, that'd be a dope little pick. Crazy. But anyways, top 5 Philly fighters of all time then and now. Top 5 Philly fighters of all time. Number 1 is going to be Bernard Hopkins. I don't care what nobody say. Niggas be saying Joe Frazier. Love Joe Frazier. Impact-wise, he definitely made a bigger impact on the city than B-Hop. B-Hop, I've stated multiple times, hasn't always been the biggest supporter of Philadelphia fighters, gyms, events, none of that. But Impact, Joe Frazier's at the top. But if we talking about all-time great boxers, Bernard is number 1. Number 2, you get at the Joe Frazier, right? Then after that, there's so many different fighters, man. You could you got guys like Meldrick Taylor, Danny Garcia, Jeff Chandler. I don't know if I could put a 5 together for you. I would have to look at the stats, look through their accolades. You got James Schuler, of course. It's so many of them, bro. I don't want to. And then it's like if I do 5, I feel like it'd be disrespectful, bro. We done got so many legendary fighters out this city, bro. Like, it's tough. It's really tough. But when I was really doing the math, I'm like, bro, there's so many Puerto Rican fighters out of Philly, so many talented fighters, so many talented Puerto Rican fighters out of Philly. Danny Garcia is the only fighter from Philly that was Puerto Rican that was able to win a world title. Why is that? All these good Puerto Rican fighters in Philadelphia, but Danny was the only one to win a world title. That's crazy to me. Danny said that shit in front of me, and I'm like, I didn't even think about it. I'm like, Danny really the only Puerto Rican champ from Philly? Danny the only Philly champ. He's the only Rican from Philly that became world champ. That's crazy. But anyways, I mean, it's tough. But I do think the first spots is locked in. That's just my opinion. You know what I mean? Bernard is number 1. I don't think anybody fuck like Philadelphia. Bernard is one of the greatest ever. Like when you go through his resume, his accolades, bro, his longevity, bro, there's not many fighters. Like B-Hop definitely top 20 of all time to me. And that's amazing because there's not many fighters that could say that. There's been so many great fighters throughout the sports history. Like if you top 30, you the fucking man, bro. Seriously. But anyways, anybody got any more questions before I get up out of here, man? I do have work tomorrow, so I gotta get some Z's, you feel me? Jeff Chandler, definitely an underrated champion from Philly, though, man. I had the pleasure of meeting him. I used to train with his son, Jeff Chandler Jr., when I was a young boy. Am I going to let my son box? I mean, that's all dependent upon him. You feel me? Like, I'll never make my son do something that he don't want to do. You know what I mean? So it's like, if my son want to be a chef, we're going to be a chef. You know what I mean? Motherfucker want to play tennis, we're going to play tennis. You know what I mean? Gymnastics. I don't care what mechanic. I don't care what he wants to do. Barber, whatever. I'm going to let my son do whatever it is that he wants to do with his life. There's no way I'm going to be like, oh, no, you're going to do this. And my son will be guided with love and support. You know what I mean? Like, one thing about my father, bro, my father was supportive of anything I wanted to do. But one thing about my son, there is some non-negotiables. And one thing for me is that you're going to learn how to defend yourself. You know what I mean? It's a cold world. I mean, there's a lot of fucked up people out here that's for no reason trying to be malicious, trying to be nefarious, and are looking to find ways to hurt you. You know what I mean? And what I noticed is growing up, like niggas will pick on you for being handsome like that. I've seen that. Look at this little pretty nigga. And my son is a handsome kid. You feel me? So I know he gonna grow up and be a handsome teenager, handsome adult, shit like that. And there's gonna be people that's gonna want to fuck with him. This nigga said power slap, bro. Stop fucking playing with me, bro. I would never let my son do power slap. Now, we not doing that. Now, what I'm going to tell my son is, man, I'm like, yo, son, you can do whatever you want to do in this life. But, bro, I'm not calling him bro, but son, I cannot let you join the military. We're not joining no fucking military. And if you want to box, you could box. If you don't want to, that's okay too. But we are going to learn how to defend ourselves. We're going to understand how to use guns. You know what I'm saying? Because you have the right to bear arms in this country. You will understand, gun safety, how to use a gun. And we're going to pick something that you're passionate about and maximize it to the best of our abilities. If you want to be a chef, I'm going to do whatever I can to make sure you have your own restaurant. If you are a mechanic, I'm going to do whatever I can to make sure you have your own auto shop. If you are a barber, I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that you have your own barbershop. Like that's what we doing. We going all in on our kids and, you know what I mean, really being about our family and standing on business. You feel what I'm saying? So, and I'm going through all the stressful moments right now, doing shit that I don't want to do right now to make sure that my son's secure. You know what I mean? So that's just how I give it up. Bella Faith said Frazier was representing Philly during one of the golden times of the heavyweight era of boxing while undersized, so I understand why he's number one. I mean, he's not number one to me, but there's a lot of people who may place him number one. It's not a unanimous thing where it's like, oh, Joe Frazier number one. Joe Frazier definitely, from an impact standpoint, he's legendary, right? And what he's done for Philadelphia overall, amazing. So I can see why, people are putting him number one on their list and shit like that. But me personally, I separate what you've done for a city, what you've done for, whoever. When I'm talking about all-time great boxers, I'm looking at what you did during your time as a boxer. You know what I mean? And, he got some good wins. You know what I mean? Like Joe Frazier got some good wins and shit like that. And he was undersized because at the end of the day, Joe Frazier wasn't even 6 foot. The fact that, in today's time, Joe Frazier would be a cruiserweight, to be honest with you. Like Joe Frazier, as he got older, he got heavier, but like during his prime years, like when he defeated Muhammad Ali and shit like that, he was 205 pounds. You know what I mean? So in today's era, he would be a fucking cruiserweight. So the fact that he was that small and was able to beat guys like Muhammad Ali is, amazing. You know what I'm saying? He won the world title. He didn't get the world title off Muhammad Ali. I think he defended it against Muhammad Ali. Let me look it up, bro. I think it was it Bob Foster? I was just looking at that shit the other day. He got it off Jimmy Ellis. Then he defended against Bob Foster. Then he beat Muhammad Ali. You know what I'm saying? But then, let's just keep it real. Like, after that, after he beat Muhammad Ali and all that, once he lost to George Foreman, he never became champion again. So it's like, all right, you got Bob Foster, you got Muhammad Ali, you got Jimmy Ellis. Great wins. You feel me? And I'm not trying to discredit Joe Frazier because at the end of the day, he gave my father an opportunity to be a boxer. My dad trained out of his gym, and there's plenty of legendary coaches, fighters, whatever the case is, that came out of Philly that had the pleasure of, under Joe Frazier's guidance, was able to, the Buster Mathis win is a good win and shit like that. I'm looking through it right now. Those are solid wins. So Hall of Famer, absolutely. One of the greatest to come out of Philly, absolutely. But when we're talking about accolades and what he's done, nigga, is that me? Yo, that's me. Oh, look, we got the trolls back in the building. That's definitely me on the profile pic. Let me go ahead and take a picture of that. That's funny. That's funny. Now let's go ahead and block him. I got like a whole album of like trolls editing pictures of me and putting them as their profile picture. I'll take, I'm stacking them up because the trolls do be funny sometimes. But anyways, he got some good wins and shit like that. But then when we compared him to Bernard Hopkins' accolades, bro, Bernard Hopkins' resume, his longevity, how he was able to lose and bounce back, become world champion, be the oldest world champion in boxing history. Well, he had like 20 title defenses at middleweight, beating guys like Tito Trinidad, fucking Oscar De La Hoya, beating no, he lost to Chad Dawson, Antonio Tarver, Kelly Pavlik. Like, come on, bro. Come on, bro. Tavares Cloud, John Pascal, all while being completely out of his prime. Like, Bernard Hopkins is the man, bro. And I'd even name all his big wins. I mean, he beat Roy Jones, too. Oh, well, Roy Jones wasn't in his prime. Well, neither was B-Hop. Nigga, they was both old. He beat him. So we're going to give him credit for that. Just like how I give Paulie credit for beating Zab Judah. Was they both washed? Yes, but he, you know what I mean? They was both washed and they fought, and I give Paulie credit for beating Zab Judah. It is what it is. They balance each other out. They cancel each other out, nigga. Get that man his credit. But me personally, man, B-Hop is number one to me. I mean, I don't even think it's really a debate. Like when we talking about accomplishments and all of that, resume, nah. Skill set even. Like Bernard was very skilled. Crafty for sure. Sneaky. So wasn't B-Hop like B-Hop became the oldest world champion at 46, then went ahead and beat Tavares Cloud for the IBF, then broke his own record again. Like, come on, dog. Come on, dog. Like, B-Hop really was the fucking man, bro. And he was undisputed, bro. After he knocked out Oscar De La Hoya, yeah, all 4 major titles, bro. 2014, he was a unified. Nigga was at 49 years old, bro. This nigga unified at light heavyweight. B-Hop was the man. Do B-Hop be in your city? So recently they moved because for those of y'all who don't know that's not from Philly, they had the Joe Frazier statue at the Xfinity Live Center, I believe. Joe Frazier statue was outside of there. And what they did was they ended up moving the Joe Frazier statue to the art museum where the Rocky Balboa statue is. So what they did was they put Joe Frazier statue where Rocky's was. Then they ended up putting Rocky's statue at the top of the steps where he climbed up in the movie. So when they did like the ceremony to put Joe Frazier's statue at the art museum, B-Hop was there. So I don't know how often he's in Philly. I can't really answer that. I don't know B-Hop personally to know that. But from what I know, or at least a while back, he told us that he lives in Delaware. So Delaware, Delaware could be far from Philly. It could be close to Philly. I don't know what part of Philly. I don't know what part of Delaware he live in, but it's close enough to come over here if needed. So, yeah, I just know that he live in Delaware and he probably be on the West Coast a lot. I don't know. I don't even know if he's still with Golden Boy because I never see B-Hop with Golden Boy anymore. So I don't know what's the situation with that. But back when he was with Golden Boy, I guess he was on the West Coast a lot too. So he probably got a crib over there. B Hop was definitely different. One of the greatest of all time, bro. Like there's not many people who got his, accomplishments. And that nigga dominated middleweight for like a decade. Come on, man. They was trying to say that Triple G was gonna tie or break Bernard Hopkins' record. Never. Not with a regular title, sir. You thought. Fuck out of here. They be trying to rewrite history, bro. Wasn't B Hop like a champion of like 3 different decades too? B Hop was champion in 3 different decades, Joe. Stop fucking playing. That's one of the greatest ever, bro. Shit. You can put his resume up with and accolades up with just about anybody's, and he gonna hold his own. Shout out to B Hop, bro. I just wish he was more supportive of Philly. I think he got the power. I think he got the influence to really. Because, bro, Philly is filled with potential champions, bro. There's a boxing gym in like every neighborhood of the city. And there's straight dogs in these gyms, bro. I'm not even talking about my own. Like a Pivot Boxing Academy ain't exist. Bro, there's monsters everywhere. And I see Danny Garcia's attempting to do it right now with DSG and all that. I love it. I love what he's doing. But bro, we need more, man. And I see Boots is doing it, but Boots only sign motherfuckers that's like close to him. He don't really want to do too many fighters right now. But like B Hop, bro, like if he did like the executioner promotions or B Hop promotions, whatever the case is, this motherfucker could really, really sign some crazy talent from Philly and make a lot of the, he got the experience. He knows how to move fighters. He's been with Golden Boy for years. Bro, he can make a lot of people from Philly world champion, bro. I'm telling you. Philly just need that backing, bro. Yeah, Antonio Tarver interview was good with Andre Ward when he was saying you got to put what he said, an asterisk or some shit like that, an asterisk, whatever the fuck he said, on that loss to Bernard Hopkins, and he said he felt like he was set up. I don't know what the fuck Antonio Tarver talking about, but man, B Hop whooped that ass, bro. You gonna have to hold that up, bro. That nigga moved up 2 weight classes and washed you. That's another thing. That nigga skipped 68, went right to 75, and gave you work. Whooped your ass. He over there with Oscar Fishnets. I don't know if he's still with Golden Boy. Cause I haven't seen that nigga at all. Is B Hop? Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he with Golden Boy anymore, y'all. I ain't even gonna lie. B Hop got a few fights that you can study. I ain't gonna lie, man. Like I hate to watch the fight, but that fight with Tito Trinidad, that shit was a masterclass too. It was, man. I can't lie. He was super disciplined. Man, he worked that motherfucking game plan to perfection, bro. That man neutralized the shit out of Tito. He made it look like Tito wasn't who he was. That was Tito Trinidad at his peak. Now, granted, looking back, I don't think Tito should have moved up that quickly to middleweight. Didn't really seem like he was the same. But regardless, bro, man, B-Hop showed Tito it was levels, man. He showed him it was levels, bro. That was outclassing like a motherfucker, bro. That was undefeated Tito. Tito was like 40-0 with like 36 knockouts, bro. 3-division world champion. And he just put belt on William Joppy. Bro. B-Hop, even with that disciplined approach he took and how he dismantled Tito, he still left that bitch fucked up. He said his whole hand was bruised up. You know what I mean? Hand was filled with welts from catching the hooks and all that. Yeah, man. Man, that motherfucking B-Hop kept that right hand super tight. That nigga kept that shit up. Yeah. He said, you ain't doing none of this. He said, no matter what, I ain't dropping this fucking hand. And he did. Shout out to the alien. Shout out to the executioner B-Hop, man. One of the greatest of all time. But anyways, man, I'm going to get up out of here. I appreciate everybody that came through and showed love as always. If y'all could go ahead and hit the like button on the way out, that'd be very much appreciated. Y'all hit the like, y'all hit the subscribe, y'all share the video. As always, I'll be back at y'all with another live tomorrow night, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to continue cooking up on what's going on in the boxing world. Until then, I hope you guys have a blessed, beautiful one. I'm up out of here, man. Peace.